HelsinkirocksAGF, doing my 5th collection video. Last time I did the Sony PlayStation 1 and the PlayStation 3, and I know I mentioned that I was thinking of doing like a poster tour and showing off some of my game paraphernalia. I decided to hold off on that and give you guys some more of my game collection. So this time I'm doing the PlayStation 2, which is probably one of my biggest collections. I think it's my biggest game collection. So I just want to talk about the hardware I have for a moment. This is my white Slim PS2. My preferred PlayStation 2 is the Slim, and I really like the white color. We have here the Action Replay disc for the PlayStation 2, Guitar Hero 1, Guitar Hero 2, Jak and Daxter The Precursor Legacy, Neopets The Darkest Fairy, which was bought for my girlfriend, Sly 3 Honor Among Thieves, and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4. I'll talk more about the Tony Hawk games in a little bit. Now we'll start showing off my boxed PlayStation 2 games. Here is Dot Hack Volume 1. I'm not a big RPG player. This is my girlfriend's. We need to print off a new cover art for it, but other than that, the game's complete. Beatdown Fists of Vengeance is a game which I've played and beaten once. It's a kind of an action game. The voices are all English, so that's really interesting. The combat is alright. The biggest problem for me with the game was the fact that it's so dark. I turned up my brightness settings, tried in the game on my TV, and this game is just so dark, it's always hard to see where you're going. But this is a pretty good game. Tulip. Now this is a very unique game, published by Natsume. I'm not quite sure who actually made the game, but this is a really unique game. My girlfriend plays it. I don't really play it. Maybe one day I'll have a video where she talks about it, because this is a really unique game. Devil May Cry 1, which is an amazing game. I love Devil May Cry. This is probably my favorite game series on the PlayStation 2, and Devil May Cry 1 is no slouch. Which wasn't the first one I played in the series, but great game. Devil May Cry 2 was the first game I played in the series, and despite the hate this game gets, I enjoyed it. It's easy, and it isn't like the other Devil May Cry games, but the game itself is still fun. I enjoyed it. I'm glad that they did this game. I really enjoyed Devil May Cry 2, and I think you should try it out for yourself and see if you like it. You know what? Leave some comments below telling me your thoughts on Devil May Cry 2. Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition. This is my favorite one in the entire Devil May Cry series. I liked being able to play as Virgil. I loved Virgil. He was a great introduction, and was a great character in the series. And this is probably my favorite game on the PlayStation 2. I'm a huge anime fan. Growing up, I used to watch Dragon Ball Z, and now I've actually gotten used to watching it, with the Japanese music. And my friend watches it with Japanese audio, but I haven't gotten that far yet. But I did used to have the first 2 Dragon Ball Z Budokai games. I played them and beat them religiously. And then I got Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3 here, which is the only one I still have. I'll probably pick up the other 2 later. I'm sure they're not that expensive anymore. Dragon Ball Z Budokai was a great game. The only reason I think I seem to kept this one is because it was like the only game where you could play as Super Saiyan Vegeta in his early Saiyan Saga armor. So I always thought that was cool. Dragon Quest 8, which is my girlfriend's game. She loves RPGs. So I naturally that she has Dragon Quest 8. If you've seen my PlayStation video where I talked about the Gran Turismo games, I do like the Gran Turismo games, and 4 is probably my favorite. I used to have 3, but once 4 came out there, I got rid of 3, but I'll probably pick 3 up again. Gran Turismo 4 is an amazing game, and it's really cool to actually play this game in 1080i. The game looks really good. Probably another one of my favorites for the PlayStation 2. Grand Theft Auto Vice City. My favorite game in the Grand Theft Auto series. I'm not even a child of the 80s. I didn't grow up in the 80s, but I love Grand Theft Auto. One of my favorite reasons I love Grand Theft Auto is because I'm a big fan of the mobster movies Casino and Goodfellas. Now, in Goodfellas, Ray Liotta plays the main character, and he does the voice for Tommy in this game, and the setting is great, the music is great. This is just the perfect Grand Theft Auto game. Now, some of you will disagree with me and say San Andreas is the best Grand Theft Auto game. I will disagree with you there. San Andreas is an amazing game, and I did enjoy it thoroughly. I just didn't like the setting as much, and this game is another one of those games that I can turn the brightness up all the way and it still looks really dark, and that always pisses me off. I hate dark games, but you know, it's still a really great game. My girlfriend is a fan of the Harvest Moon series, so I tend to buy her the games. I don't really know what to say about this one. Jak 2, I haven't got around to playing this, haven't beat Jak 1 yet. Kingdom Hearts, this is my girlfriend's. I'm not a big RPG fan. And then here we have the Metal Gear Solid Essentials Collection. The box is just over there. I can't really comment too much on these because I've never played them. I've started to play Metal Gear Solid 1 and I'm just not good at it. I can't even get through basically the prologue of the game, so I'm really bad at it, but I enjoyed what I did play of it, and hopefully maybe one day I'll be able to beat them. Now, I'm a fan of Mortal Kombat games. This is still the only one I actually own. I used to have Shaolin Monks and Armageddon, but I don't anymore. I kept Deception mostly because of the chess game. I love chess combat. But this is still a pretty good game with a unique conquest mode. Now, I logged probably 50 or 60 hours in Need for Speed Underground 1, and once I completed it 100%, I got rid of it, sadly. But Need for Speed Underground 2, I kept, you got a bug in the game where I can only get 99% on my completion file, and that bothers me, but I just like this game a lot better. I like driving around the city, and, you know, it's kind of fun. Rogue Galaxy, I don't play RPGs. My girlfriend does, so I can't comment on it. The Simpsons Road Rage, basically a Crazy Taxi knockoff, but a very good one, a very good game. My girlfriend plays The Sims, I do not. Sly Cooper and the Thieves Fortunas. Now, I haven't gotten very far into this one. To me, it's really hard, but I do like it. I love platforming, and this is an amazing platformer. So I know I am going to play this one through to the end eventually. Sly 2, which I do look forward to getting through. If you've watched my videos for a little bit, you will know that I am a huge Sega fan. The Dreamcast is my favorite console of all time. Sonic Adventure is my favorite game of all time. But I do own some other Sega games, obviously. Space Channel 5, I suck at this game so bad, but I had to get it. I only paid $2 for it, so I really couldn't complain about it. Space Channel 5, it seems like it would be a really good game. I just can't get past the very first level because I suck at rhythm games. Star Ocean Till the End of Time, again, I don't play RPGs. Earlier on in the video, I told you I would talk a little bit more about the Tony Hawk games. Now, I had one on the PlayStation and the Dreamcast, and Tony Hawk 2 on the Dreamcast. I have 3 for the GameCube, 4 for the PlayStation 2, and then I have Tony Hawk's Underground 2, and the Tony Hawk's American Wasteland Collector's Edition. Now, these are all really great games. The Tony Hawk games are one of my favorite game series of all time. To me, though, 1 I liked, 2 I liked, 3 I logged a lot of hours in on the GameCube. It was my first GameCube game. 4 I didn't really care for. Something about 4 I just didn't like at all. It's still my least favorite one, really, that I've played. Tony Hawk's Underground is my favorite ever. I like the story mode. I like the roaming around the levels, you know, on foot and, you know, without the time limit and all that crap. Underground 2 was pretty good. It kind of took away some of the stuff that I liked about Underground 1, and I didn't really like the art direction. American Wasteland is my second favorite game in the Tony Hawk series. I love the big open world area and all the unlockables and all that stuff. It's a great, great game. Next up is True Crime Streets of LA. Well, this is kind of basically a Grand Theft Auto knockoff, but the story is really, really great. I love the story to this game. It's not really like Shenmue, but for some reason it reminds me of Shenmue. I don't know why. But my copy is unfortunately bugged, and I can't access the bad ending to get 100% completion. I have the good ending and the normal ending, but I can't get the medium ending because I go to load a mission to start the trail, and it never loads, so that kind of sucks, but this is an amazing game, I think. And finally, as I told you earlier, I'm a fan of anime, and I love Yu Yu Hakusho. Now, this is a pretty good 3D fighter. It's got the holographic box art, and I love Yu Yu Hakusho. This game is awesome. I really should play it more than I do, but great, great game. If you like Yu Yu Hakusho, you should definitely pick it up. Okay, so I actually have gotten over 25 subs, I think. I think I'm at 26, and I'm approaching my 50th video. Now, I kind of wanted to do something a little special for my 50th video, so if you have any ideas or suggestions as to what to do for my 50th video, thank you all. Please leave them in the comments discussion, and let's try and get a little discussion about some of these PlayStation 2 games going. You know, what do you think about the Tony Hawk series? What's your favorite? How do you feel about Metal Gear Solid? Any kind of things you want to talk about, just feel free to discuss them, and I'll try to join in too if I can get my opinion in there. Thank you.